Hello, welcome to the Behind the Crest interview. Today we have the head football coach, Coach Rector. Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Just want to ask you a few questions. So how was your first year here being at Father Ryan, and what are your expectations going forward?
Yes, first year is a learning experience. I spent a lot of time learning about the community, the processes of the school, people, names. That's my probably my biggest weakness is the whole names portion of it. But I'm learning more and more each day. Getting to know the parents and the student body has been really probably the biggest thing. Moving forward, it is really about kind of rebuilding and setting us up a foundation for success that can happen year after year after year. I don't want the program to be something that we just hope to get a couple of good classes from just wherever they may come in from, and then have success in 1 year or maybe a 2-year span. I really am working, and the rest of the staff is working very hard on setting up an actual program that is attractive to people, where we can have success consistently, and that's really the biggest challenge. And it's going to take a few years.
Sure. What players can you expect to excel for next season?
Well, the hope and desire is that just about anybody in our senior and junior class, and a few in the sophomore class, can do that. Jack Boutte, Niles Gaddy, Will Hopkirk, to name a few just right off the bat. Cade Pfeiffer, Wyatt Rector, Gray Irwin, Will Lombardi, Jackson Bird is obviously a big part of our program from both sides of the ball, and obviously I'm forgetting a few. Seamus O'Connell, Anthony Wright. Houston Crouch. These are all guys that have to step up. I mean, I wouldn't really be looking up and down my roster and see 5 or 6 guys that are like, oh yeah, we don't expect much out of them. We don't have a large roster, so everybody on our roster needs to play a role, even if they're not a star on a Friday night.
Sure. What is the QB battle like right now, and how do you expect that to play out going forward for next season?
Yeah, I'm expecting really good things out of that, actually. It's an interesting scenario. Cade Pfeiffer has the most experience. Seamus O'Connell has played there before. They're both multi-sport athletes. They're both athletic. One's a senior, one's a junior. They both can play quarterback, and they both can play wide receiver. I mean, so it really is one of the deals where we could play both. And as we go into the season, and we're still a decent amount of time away from the season, and anything can happen. But my expectation would be, honestly, that both would play quarterback at some point, and both would play wide receiver at some point.
Great. Nice to have versatile options.
Well, it's what you got to do, I mean, ultimately, we'd like to have one guy that's like the quarterback, no questions asked kind of scenario. I think that's what every coach would want, but I don't foresee that really being a problem for us, having both Seamus and Cade play both positions on offense. I think that'll be something unique and special.
Okay. And what is your plans for improving the defense and special teams going forward? Because I know that might have been a question for some other fans out there for Ryan Nation.
Right. The special teams is one of those deals where, especially since we graduated our kicker and we really don't have another one on the roster, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I think the fans for at least the kicking game should expect some fairly non-conventional things. I mean, we have to do what you have to do. When you don't have a kicker, you don't have a kicker. We hope that there's a young one that comes on campus and can do well, and if so, that'd be great to see that person develop over time. Defensively, we really have to get better, and we've worked on some changes to help us in the pass game especially. In the run game, we were fantastic. In the pass game, we were pretty abysmal. And so what we've got to do is adjust some of our positioning of players, our scheme a little bit, to do our best to have an effect on a league such as this that is very pass happy, as you guys all know.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.